Hola, clase. Muy buenas tardes o buenos días, dependiendo del día. Y hoy vamos a mirar la primera lección, que es la estructura 5.1, que tiene que ver con estar, con conditions and emotions. So this will be the first video lecture officially. So please pay attention to the instructions. So firstly, let me share my screen. And we're going to be going over star, but because it may have been a little while, we're going to just do a quick review of the verb estar. Okay, so this is actually back from chapter 2 in the textbook. So this is we'll remember that there are two verbs in Spanish for to be. We have ser and estar. So today we'll just be focusing on estar and when we use that. But here are the conjugations. So you can repeat after me. Repita, por favor. Estoy. Estás. Está. Notice the accent mark on estás and está. And then we have estamos. And we won't be using the vosotros in this class because the vosotros form is only used in Spain. Everywhere else, they just use ustedes. So it's just one less thing you have to think about. None of the homework will ever use this vosotros form, so you can just skip it. So then the last form is ustedes, ellos, ellas, están. So again, that's estoy, estás, está, estamos, están. Yo estoy, tú estás, usted, él, ella está. Nosotros estamos, ustedes, ellos, ellas están. So if you want to have this open as you're doing your homework, if you're a little rusty on the forms, this is on page 59, either in your real textbook or in your electronic textbook. All right, so let's just do a quick, so again, today we're going over 5.1. So we'll have a quick look at the PowerPoint. Oops. So bear with me here. Okay, so this tells us, actually I'll do presentation mode. So as we learned in lessons 1 and 2, which we just looked at, the verb estar is used to talk about how you feel and to say where people, places, and things are located. So location is a big use of estar. Estar can also be used with adjectives. Adjectives modify a noun. So we can use estar with adjectives to talk about certain emotional and physical conditions. So we use estar with adjectives to describe the physical condition of places and things. For instance, here, la habitación está sucia. And there you have the English of it. Y la puerta está cerrada. Okay, so the adjectives here is sucia and cerrada. And we notice that they correspond to the noun. So in other words, sucia, it ends in an A because la habitación is feminine. And same here with la puerta cerrada. If these were masculine nouns, it would be sucio and cerrado. So two important expressions with estar that we can talk about conditions and emotions are estar de buen humor and estar de mal humor. And these are invariable, meaning that you only change the verb form. So you would say, yo estoy de buen humor, o estoy de mal humor, or tú estás de buen humor, tú estás de mal humor, meaning that there's no gender or number here. Nosotros estamos de buen humor, it's still singular. Ustedes están de mal humor. You don't have to say males humores or anything like that. All of this stuff is in your textbook, by the way, under 5.1. Okay, so you can just find that in the textbook, and I'll tell you the page numbers later when we get into some activities. So here's a list of the adjectives for this chapter that you're going to want to learn. Okay, so we'll just go over them quickly, and you have the English on this side of them. And I'll just alternate between masculine and feminine. Okay, so repita: abierto, aburrida, alegre, avergonzado, cansada, cerrado, cómoda. Note the accent mark there, okay? Confundido. Ahora esta columna. Contenta. Desordenado. Enamorada. De. So notice that in Spanish, we say enamorado de. De usually means from or of, right? It's a preposition. But here we use it, it takes on the meaning of English with, because in English we say in love with, but in Spanish it's like you're saying I'm in love of or something like that. So just note that. Okay, enojado. Equivocada. Notice the pronunciation here with the Q-U-I. It's ki, not qui. Okay, equivocada. Feliz. Limpio. Lista. Nervioso. Ocupada. Ordenada. Preocupado. And then if you're worried about something, it's preocupado por. Segura. Sucio. And finally, triste. Muy bien. So again, all of these, this exact same page is in your textbook, so you can refer back to it. And I'll show you what page that is on right now as we do some activities. All right, so we'll start with this. Let's go ahead. So this is an activity from the super site. These are the page numbers here. So there's 164 to 165. If you're doing this online, so you can click on this and it'll open your textbook to those pages. And you can see exactly the exact same stuff that we just went over, okay, from the PowerPoint. So it has this list and it has the description up here, talk about buen humor, etc. Okay, so I'm going to close that for now. And the way that we're going to do this, since this is our first video lecture, all the video lectures for the rest of the semester are like this. You are going to actually actively participate in this, in that I'm going to tell you to pause the video so you can think about the answer. And then when you're ready, you can unpause the video and I'll give the answer and you check it. So that's how you do these activities. Okay. These activities aren't assigned to you on the super site. These are activities that we do in these videos. Okay. So they're very important. And you can, you can go at your own speed. You can rewind it, do whatever you want. Okay. So this one tells us to select the appropriate adjectives to complete the sentences. So we're looking for things that like, does it make sense? And also agreement. So does it agree in gender and number? So let's look at número uno. Hoy es el cumpleaños de mi hermano y no tengo un regalo para él. Estoy, so here are your four options. Would you say, what makes the most sense? Estoy avergonzado, estoy cómodo, estoy limpio, estoy feliz. Okay, so pause it now and think about it for a second. Okay, and now we're back. Hopefully you've unpaused it. If you haven't, you can pause again and then come back, okay? So the answer would be avergonzado, embarrassed, right? Because you don't have a gift for your brother. Okay, muy bien. Número dos. Mi cuñada canta y baila. Ella está, so here are the options, enojada, cansado, feliz, o cerrada. Okay, now I'm going to tell you to pause it and you think about it. So pause. All right, and we're back. So here it would be feliz, right? Because she's singing and dancing, so she's happy. Okay, número tres. El hotel es feo y las habitaciones están sucias. Los huéspedes están, here are our options, equivocados, felices, desordenados, o enojados. Pause. And we're back. Here, probably the best would be enojados, right? Because the hotel is ugly and the rooms are dirty. So the guests are enojado, right? Muy bien. Cuatro. Es tarde y mi taxi no llega. Estoy, pause. Oh, actually, hold on. So we can say contenta, preocupada, abierta, alegre. Okay, pause. And we're back, and here would be preocupada, right? Because it's late and taxi hasn't arrived, so I'm worried. Cinco. Hablas mucho de tu novio. Estás aburrida, equivocada, lista, enamorada. Pause. And we're back. So probably enamorada, right? You talk a lot about your boyfriend. You are in love. Número seis. Susana tiene hambre, pero no, el restaurante está cerrado, nervioso, enojado, cansado. pausa y hemos vuelto. Aquí vamos a decir cerrado. Susana tiene hambre, pero el restaurante está cerrado. Es el único que tiene sentido aquí. It's the only one that makes sense. Número 7. No, señora inspectora de aduanas. Usted está alegre, triste, confundida, avergonzada. No es mi maleta. Pausa. Y volvimos. Aquí sería avergonzada. No, perdón. Confundida, que diga. Sí. You're confused. It's not my suitcase. And remember, hopefully you have already done your work with vocabulary. So all of this stuff, inspectora de aduanas, a lot of this new vocabulary is part of 5, which you should have done prior to doing this video lecture. You have homework in that on the supersite. So, but you can always go back again and look at in the textbook to refresh your memory on the vocab. But inspectora de aduanas is customs inspector, right? Ok, finalmente número 8. Ustedes están de buen humor, de mal humor, ordenados, equivocados, porque quieren viajar, pero no tienen dinero. Pausa. Y hemos vuelto. Yo creo que de mal humor, right? You're in a bad mood because you want to travel, but you haven't any money. Ok, muy bien. Entonces, estos son las respuestas para esta actividad. Voy a cerrar esta ventana y vamos a hacer una actividad más, que es esta actividad. Entonces, vamos a leer las instrucciones. Siempre las instrucciones primero. Dice, fill in the blanks with the appropriate form of the adjectives from the list. Use each adjective once. And we have to make sure they agree with the noun, right? That's why it gives you the A option or the O option. Okay, so same method here. I'll tell you to pause it. You think about it, and then you come back and check your answer. Si la puerta no está abierta, está. So we have to use one of these. Pausa. And we're back. It would be cerrada, right? Cerrada. And it's cerrada because it's la puerta. So it can't be cerrado. It has to agree with the noun. 2. Marco está blank porque tiene un examen hoy. Pausa. Y volvimos. Aquí nervioso, right? He's nervous because he has an exam today. So it ends in an O because Marco is a male's name. 3. Juan necesita dormir porque está, pausa, y volvimos, cansado, tired. Again, it ends in an O because Juan is a male's name. 4. Felipe está blank porque no encuentra nada interesante que hacer. Pausa. Y volvimos, aburrido. He's bored, right? Doesn't find anything interesting to do. 5. Ana está blank porque no encuentra el libro que busca. Pausa. Y volvemos, enojada. Y aquí ponemos enojada, termina con A porque Ana es un nombre femenino, ¿no? Es un nombre de una mujer. Entonces, spelled that wrong, didn't I? Completely spelled that wrong. Enojada. Ahí va. Muy bien. Finalmente, número 6. Debes limpiar el piso porque está, pausa, y hemos vuelto sucio. It's dirty, right? And it ends in an O porque el piso. Muy bien, clase. Pues eso es todo para esta lección. Gracias.